subject of today. Thank you, sir. Shri Vimalandra Kumar ji.
Thank you, Dr. Kailash Prasad ji. Most venerable monks who have joined today, Bhikkhu Sangha, President of Maha Society, Honorable Dr. Mahendra Singh ji, Trustee of Maha Society of India, Dr. Surendra Mahapatra ji, Dr. Alpana Basu, Sandeep Jyotikar ji, most venerable Paya Lokavadi Nagala, Head Department of Buddhist Thought, Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies, Colombo, Sri Lanka. Most respected our Vice Chancellor of Nalanda Mahavihar, Nalanda, Professor Baidyanath Labsar, and other governing body members of Maha Society of India, and Dhamma brothers, and my dear friends, brothers and sisters. It is indeed a great matter of pleasure for me to introduce you all for this Poson Poya Day, which is being celebrated by lovers of Buddhism in Sri Lanka in a very grand ceremony. Every Purnima Day is celebrated in Sri Lanka in a very pious way and with very pomp and show. This Jyeshtha Purnima is very much famous in the history of Buddhist India, as well as a history of the cultural relations between India and Sri Lanka also. Because this is the day when Mahendra, with a band of our bhikkhus, went to Sri Lanka to establish the seed of the Dhamma in Sri Lanka. So this celebration, which was done in Mahabeg Burman, and this is a great event in the history of Buddhist India also, as well as the cultural history of our India, as well as in Sri Lanka also. There is a great story which is available in Samant Pasadika, the commentary of Vinay Pitaka, that how the seed of the Dhamma was established in Sri Lanka. And Acharya Buddha Ghosh gives a very vivid description of the establishment of the seed of the Dhamma in Sri Lanka. We are not going to discuss all these things because the speakers who are going to speak on this day. This Poson Poya Day is very pious day in Sri Lanka also, and as well as in Jyeshtha Purnima is also famous for the Hindus also. This day is very famous for the Hindus also, where the married couple goes to the temple and the wife of the couple wish for a long life of the husband also, and she ties a band in the hands of her husband. So this is very famous for the Hindus festivals also, and this is a very great celebration in India also. So we are going to discuss today. There are two great topics which has been selected for the speakers today. There is a significance of Vaisakh Day, life of the Buddha, as well as Bodhi tree and the Dhamma. The second topic, which is going to be discussed by our speakers, the gift of the Dhamma from Bharat, Jambu Dweep to Sri Lanka, Ceylon, by Asoka the Great. And there is a third, historical peace mission of Arhant Mahamahinda and the delegates in Sri Lanka. So these three topics will be spoken by our Dhani. So this is the Poson Poya Day, which is very pious and very significant for the Buddhist as well as for the Hindus also. And it is said that on this very auspicious day, whosoever remembers the great contributions of the great teachers who have contributed in the spread of the Buddhism from India to Sri Lanka, their merits are doubled also. And those who remembers the contributions of the great acharyas, their negative emotions are being also removed. And it is also believed that those who remembers the great acharyas on this very day, the development of the Bodhi Chitta starts from removing the wrong or our defiling factors also. So that is why it is the great contribution of Maha Mahinda, who established the seed of the Dhamma in Sri Lanka. And there are two historical traditions that Maha Mahinda, with the great power of miracles or riddhis, from India he went to Sri Lanka also. There is another tradition, it is said that Maha Mahinda, who from the Patliputra reaches to Nalanda, and from Nalanda he goes to Vidisha to meet his mother, Vidisha, at Ujjain. And he waits for 3-4 months there. And he waits for a great time which comes in Sri Lanka, where the seed of the enlightenment can be, or seed of the Dhamma can be established. And it is said that there is a root of the Mahinda also. From Vidisha, he reaches to Ujjain, from Ujjain to Lat, Ujjain to Avanti, from Avanti to Lat, Gujarat. From Lat, he reaches to Andhra, coastal region. And from coastal region of Andhra, he reaches to Tamparni of Sri Lanka. And there is a great journey from Patliputra to Vidisha, Ujjain, Avanti, Lat, and Andhra, from Andhra to Tamparni. And there are a band of monks or scholars who are also joining Mahinda also. And at the time of this Aritha, who was prepared there to receive the seed of enlightenment, seed of the Dhamma at Sri Lanka also. So there at a Mahamegh one forest, the king of the Sri Lanka receives our Maha Mahinda, and there is a great celebrations there, and the seed of the Dhamma is established there. So there is a great event in Sri Lanka also, and this is the seed of the Dhamma, which is transmitted from Sri Lanka to Myanmar or Siam or other Southeast Asian countries. So this is very famous in history of India also, as well as a cultural bond between India and Sri Lanka. This is the event to which goes there. And the whole Tipitaka, which was in the oral tradition Mukha Vasena, which was taken by Maha Mahinda to Sri Lanka, and it reached to Sri Lanka also. And there is a traditions also, the commentaries of the Tipitaka was also brought by the Maha Mahinda, which was written in Sri Lanka in Sinhalese language. And there are 5 great commentaries also, which are available there. So our speakers will throw light on this very aspect also, that how this, the seed of the Dhamma, which was transplanted in Sri Lanka, how it transmitted to other Southeast Asian countries also, and how it established a cultural concord between the India and Sri Lanka. So the scholars are going to discuss all these things in a great manner. On behalf of Mahabodhi Society of India, I welcome all our great speakers who are going to express their views on this very aspect. I welcome, first of all, our Vice Chancellor of Nalanda Mahavihar, Professor Baidyanath Lal, who is going to share his thoughts on this very aspect. I also welcome Dr. Venerable Panyaloko Vadinagala, Head Department of Buddhist Thought, Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies, Kelaniya, Colombo, Sri Lanka. I also welcome our President, Mahabodhi Society of India, Dr. Mahendra Singh Ji. I also welcome the trustee and the Vice President, our Dr. Surendra Mahapatra Ji. I also welcome Venerable Ye Gyani Sir, our member of the Mahabodhi Society of India, Sandeep Jyotikar Ji, and other members who have joined there in our webinar, like Dheeraj Kumar Nirbhay, Dr. Padmuji Nirbhay, Harendra Kumar Singh Ji, Gyanendra Baudh Ji, and P.P. Gautam Ji, and some of our research scholars of the department, Dr. Mukesh Mehta, Ms. Pali Malik, Jyoti Kumari Ji, and Poonam Vasanik, A.M. Kakar, and other members who have joined today in our this webinar on this significance of Jyeshtha Purnima. So I welcome all the Dhamma brothers, all the members of the Mahabodhi Society of India, governing body members, executive committee members, and all who have joined this webinar. I welcome you all for this great webinar. So I once again welcome on behalf of Mahabodhi Society of India for hearing from the speakers. Thank you